Hello, John Ander here. In this video, I'm going to talk about an application performance testing tool known as K6. First, I would want to agree with Jinfeng Li that there is a prevalence of Internet of Things devices, and also that the 4G and 5G revolutions have come with unprecedented and an exponential pace in the flow of data. This means an increased challenge in the security of web and mobile applications. And consequently, we have considerable research interests underpinning one variety of industries beyond BFSI, that is banking, finance services, and insurance. So there is research on application performances in industries like e-commerce, healthcare, telecommunications, media, entertainment, retail, education, as well as government and national defense. The focus of all this research is basically to ensure that all aspects of software delivered to the customer are free of error and are reliable. Performance testing like load, soak, stress, and spike testing, and many others need to be carried out perfectly with speed to deliver on time. But these tests are not easy and are almost impossible if not auto-machine generated. Just to explain a bit, load testing is a practice of modeling the expected usage of a software program by simulating multiple users accessing the program concurrently. So imagine I can be able to do that without a machine auto-generated test. Now in load testing, the test is most relevant for multiple user systems, often one built using a client-server model, such as a web server. Now, you can see what is involved there. Soap testing, on the other hand, involves testing a system with the typical production load over a continuous availability period to validate system behavior under production use. Stress testing, which you also call torture testing, involves testing beyond normal operational capacity, often to breaking point, to determine the stability of a given system, critical infrastructure, or entity. And lastly, spike testing is a type of performance testing in which an application receives a sudden and extreme increase or decrease in load to determine its behavior when it receives extreme variations in traffic. These tests can be done well with a software tool that simulates real-life environment. Now, such a tool is K6, and in this video, I not only introduce but also demonstrate how K6 works in doing these performance testings. And you can do this, the performance tests I've listed, and even more. Okay, so let's go to the demonstration aspect. First, I show you where to download. So here, so there's a link here, download and run the latest official installer. So I've given the link there. And once that is done, so now double click on the downloaded file and I've put the steps there. Okay. So the first image that comes when you double click, when you run the exe, is the welcome screen, which you just click next. And then the next thing is you respond to the user license, which you have to accept. And then you set the path where you want to install. And then you set the path where you want the program to be installed. Personally, I'd install it in Drive D. In Drive D, and I set the path. Okay, and then I set the environment path to point there. I show you how. And then the next thing is just click install and be ready to go. It takes like about a minute or two to install. So this program goes very fast. I don't know if it is my computer, but I'll find out. Okay. My computer is an i7. And then you may have to, you'll find yourself responding to the window dialog asking you whether you should allow the program K6 to modify or make changes in your computer. And of course, you respond yes. Okay, so when you respond yes, the next thing now the installation takes place and finished. So just click finish. So it'll tell you the task is successful and so on. And when you click finished, now we set the environment path so that you can run K6 anywhere. So I show you how we set the environment path. So this is how I do it. Okay, so I just click on Windows and then type run environment edit. So I just type environment, just type environment, and then this edit environment variables. That's what I want. And then click edit environment variables, so you get path. Okay, you'll be able to see this dialog here of environment variable. So you edit path, select edit, and then you see this is my path. Okay, so you can be able to see here. When I go to my drive D, here, you see where I'm able to download it, program files, K6. So, and then I just copy that path, copy the address of path, and when you're here, you selected the new path, you copy that. Okay, say Control V, and see it's the same path there. So I'm not going to do that. So because I've already set the path here, you can be able to see it here. Then you just click OK, and click OK here. Click OK again here. Click OK, and then click OK and set the path. So our path is set, and now I can go to the command line to test my program. Sorry. So I click Windows again and type command. Just type command and then select command line. And now I'm on command line. Okay. Now I'm on command line. And what I do is just test K6. K6. Let's see, K6 help. So just type K6 help. Yes. Now, if you're able to see the K6 commands, like I'm able to see here, it means, so and these are all the commands, archive, cloud, completion, convert, and so on. So you have all the K6 commands there and the flags. So it means that's loaded correctly. That's installed correctly. And just to check the version, K6 version, just type K6 version there and be able to see that I'm running version 0.40, and this is date 2022. Okay, because I just downloaded it today and put it in. And now K6 uses JavaScript, which actually everybody is most people are familiar with. Okay, but because JavaScript is slow, on the back end we have Go. Go is a more robust programming language and very fast on machines. So Go runs on the background. but you create your test in JavaScript, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I show you now. You can be able to see here, I've already typed my test script. So this is my test script. I've already typed it. So the first part is where you just import files. Okay, like here, what I'm saying is, this is the HTTP. The HTTP is the transfer protocol, and that's what I import to be able to see the performance of the other transfer when you be running on your website or web application, or when multiple people are going to use it. So import that, and then the sleep here is just to kind of simulate the kind of the rest time before a user does any action, okay, on your website. So we want to simulate that real situation where after user have made some action on your site, he pauses a bit and then does another thing. So here we declare our variables, the options that you want to use. For example, in this case, the visual users, I want to make use of 5. I want to make use of 5. So this is an object, JavaScript object. So we declare the key value pairs of the variables that we want to test. Like in this case, I'll be using 5 visual users, VUS, and the duration that these people are on the system at the same time is 60 seconds. Okay, and now here is where you type your application, what actually is you want to happen. Like you can type anything there that you want to happen. Okay, so in this case, I want to test this website here. So this is where you put your website that the 5 people will be banging on or interacting with. Okay, and so the report that K6 produces, you store it here, but you can also link that with the Grafana from, you can send that report to Grafana and then be able to read it later. But for our case, we're going to print the report on the console, okay? And I chosen like each user will be given a rest time of 1 second before he does any other action, and that simulates the real situation. So let's look. So I typed this in VS Code. So this is VS Code. Okay, so I type my code in VS Code here. As you can see, I've saved it in the directory K6 minus the demo AS6. So it's the same code there that I've explained. So remember, this is your website, the one you want to test performance. Okay, and with K6, you can test load, you can test spike, you can test soak, okay, and even stress and many more different whatever on your application. So put the URL of the application you want to test there, and I'll be ready to go. So let's do that testing and you see what happened. So first I change to the directory where my JavaScript is held, and we saw this was K6 minus demo. We have to change to the drive first. So we change to the drive E. So drive E is where I store my files. So cd k6 minus demo. So we are in the directory where I stored my file. And if you do a dir there, you can be able to see that we have a file there. It's called k6demo.js, and now I can be able to test it. So let me just clear the screen, CLS, and type k6 underscore demo.js to test that web URL. Sorry, so I don't do that. What to do is you do K6 run. So what I do is type wrong thing, K6 run. So K6 run is a command now that will execute from your command prompt. There it is started, and you can see it's counting 6 seconds. Okay, so you can see those are the HTTP data being sent. So you just give it time, giving time. Okay, so this is how it runs. So we are on 26 seconds, 26 seconds. So the five users, you can see 5 visual users here. Okay, we are in 37 seconds, is counting, and these are the HTTP data coming from these 5 people. Okay, and you can see it's control here, and there it is. It has finished. Okay, so that is we have finished the test, and then there is quite a number of metrics that are poured on the screen you can look at. Okay, for example, is the data that has been received 1.6 megabytes. You can see the data that is sent, the blocks that have been requested, the request connecting. So quite a number of metrics here. And perhaps what would be of interest would be this duration, request duration here, this one here. And you can see the request duration is 3899 milliseconds, about that. So that would be interesting. So performance users and software engineers need to carry out such tests to see how their application be able to behave given a set number of people. And can be able to run it again, say, give it like 10 people. 10 people, and then 10 people, say, you can still remain that 60 seconds because I don't want to have and then just give them a sleep of 5 seconds each. So I'll just see how they behave within that time. Or I can make it 2 seconds, but let me just leave it 60 seconds. Okay, I can put 10 minutes. So I save that and come to my command line again, and I run the same, but this time K6 run. But this time, we have 10 people and we've given them a sleep time of 5. So those 10 people, you can put 100. In fact, K6 can allow you up to like 40,000 people. Okay, so you can simultaneously, like if you have 40,000 people each acting on your computer, you can be able to see how that behaves. So let's see this one here. Let's see how that behaves. You can see 10 visual users there. So 10 visual users, we still left 60 seconds because I didn't want to take long. Okay. So you can see the bar, the timer bar counting in seconds as it moves. Okay. To the end. So these are 10 people assumed to be working with our website and transmitting data. Each one pausing for like 5 seconds, yeah, before it does another thing. Okay, so there we are, and we can see, like I told you, the request duration is interest, and this time you can see its average is 420 milliseconds. So that is all there is, but there is more, or depending on the code, how you read here. So just to learn the K6 scripts on many others. So K6 comes in two versions. The one that is download and install on your computer, and there's a cloud version which is commercial and can do even more with that. So thank you very much for listening to me. Goodbye.